last week marks the 100th anniversary of the departure of the Titanic. And I had the opportunity of going to the museum nearby, and it was kind of neat. They gave you a boarding pass, and they assigned you a person, and as you went through the exhibit, you got to see actual artifacts from people from the Titanic, and including other dishes and things that they used throughout the voyage. And then at the very end of the exhibit, you get to find out what happens to your person, and you just get to learn a little bit about their life. So it's really interesting, and I really enjoyed it. And so while I was going through that, I decided, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would like to learn the Titanic theme. So this tutorial is geared towards beginning tin whistle students. If you're more advanced, this is probably not for you, but I thought it would be good to go over the beginning solo into Titanic, and I'm using a tin whistle in the key of D. Now if you don't have a tin whistle in the key of D, that's okay. You can use whatever key you want, but just keep in mind you're going to be playing different notes. So all you have to do is watch what my fingers do, and whatever they do, that will be the same fingering on the other whistle that you decide to use. But as I mentioned before, you'll be playing different notes, so just keep that in mind. The first part is D, E, F sharp. Then the next part is E, D, E, A. Okay, so E, D, E, A, and it sounds like this. When you put those two together, it should sound like this. And then the next part is and again, those notes are G, F sharp, D, B, A. And it sounds like this. We're going to put all of that together now. Okay, now we're going to move on to the second half of this solo, and it's basically the same notes that you learned in the first half: D, E, F sharp, E, D, E, A, but the last half is different. It's going to be F sharp, A, B, A, E, and the last part sounds like this. So that's all you're going to add to the end of that. Again, the F sharp, so F sharp, A, B, A, E. So when you put the first half of what you learned together with that, it's going to sound like this. Now what I would recommend is taking those two parts and putting them together. Okay, so for the last part, we get to add ornaments. And what we're going to do is we're going to add some trills and some slides. And what I always tell beginning students with ornaments is don't panic, don't feel rushed with them. And ornaments were made to be fun. They were usually done right on the fly, so it's mostly improvisation. So you shouldn't have to practice them, they should just come naturally. But I'm going to give you some ornaments to practice for this song. So at the beginning, remember the D, E, F sharp? We're going to add a little slide on the E, so it's going to sound like this. And all you do for the slide is you're just going to move your finger across. There's nothing to it. The biggest thing though is to remember to play on the pads of your fingers and not like this. I see that sometimes. So okay. And then the next part, sometimes what I add are trills here and there. So oh, in the middle, I add a little scale, so G, F sharp, E, D. So between the F sharp and the E, I add a little scale. So G, F sharp, E, D. So watch me do it first. So just a little scale really fast. The last part of the first half that we learned, I do so I add a trill on the F sharp, so G, add a trill on the F sharp, D, and then I do a slide on the B. So what you can do is F sharp, A, slide on the B again, add a trill on the A, and then you can add another trill on the E, or you can do a slide on the E and at the very end, and what I would do is you slide the last finger across. When you put that last line together, I'll do it once with you. Excellent. You guys did such a good job. Now you can impress all your friends with the Titanic solo. So when you're done with that, you can continue playing. Or if you are a flute player, you can play the first half of the song in tin whistle and then switch after the solo to the flute, and you can really impress your friends. Okay, so I hope that you guys enjoy practicing the Titanic solo. Let me know if there are other songs you'd like to learn. I'd love to help you out with those. Take care, have fun, and remember, music isn't music unless you're having fun. See you later.